Hey guys, it's Sean Zinn, the Connection Machine, aka the Insurance Doctor. I have my buddy.
Sean Abrams, what's up?
What's going on? Let's take a few minutes just to wait until a few people jump on because we know
Sure.
how sometimes we set things up and people just aren't on time. We purposely started a minute late because we know I always say if it's noon you want to start, you start a couple minutes beforehand. That's on time. If you're at noon, you're already late in my book. And if you're way past 12, I don't know what's going on. We can't help them, but it's all about time management, right? That's how important it is.
No, and it's funny because we were on and we were talking for 10 minutes before we even started. So we were both early. We both got some information together and kind of just had a good chat and kind of set our tone for the message, right? And it's similar to our days. Like how do you set the tone for your day? Are you a planner? Do you put things down on paper? Do you get them out of your head? So that way, when things happen and challenges happen throughout our day, because we're all busy, we all have families, we all have different businesses or jobs or things pulling us in 9,000 different directions, especially now. And the internet distractions, right? Like, how do you manage those challenges? And I was talking about that with a client this morning, and it was a really good, productive conversation. So it's funny that you mentioned that. I really love that part, man.
The other thing is, you said we were on 10 minutes beforehand. There's always things that you can prep for calls, for meetings, for family. You kind of strategize what you want to do in your day. You don't just wing it. A lot of people just try to wing things, and that's going to end up failing because what is it? You have to plan. If you don't plan, you plan to fail. So it's important to, you know, put some things, some thoughts before you go into a meeting. So you're all fired up, you have energy, you're passionate. Don't go on a phone call or a video call and you're like, "Hi, I'm Sean. I want to see if we can help each other." Like nobody wants to talk to somebody like that. They want somebody fired up. And I love how with your videos in the morning, it gets energy going. It's important, and you put yourself out there.
Yeah, and I've been fired up lately. I mean, you've seen some of those videos I put out, and I've just been like at it. And there's a lot of things going on in each of our lives, and I've been trying to really preach that to everybody is that, not everything goes honky dory or perfect all the time, and we're preaching progress and taking steps daily to, reach goals and gain achievement and gain knowledge. And the funny thing, I was reading a book called Limitless. I think I texted you about it,
Uh-oh, technical difficulties. As we're getting him back on, we I'm all about personal development. So if those that are watching have seen recently, I put up um, Grant Cardone 10x. That is a program or a book that I feel is very important to anyone that's out there for physical, for health, for business, so that you can get to the next level. If you're not growing by personally developing, you're letting yourself go by the wayside. If you're sitting there watching TV constantly, that's a problem. So it's important to always make sure you continue developing yourself mentally, emotionally, physically. That's why I love getting involved with fitness. Fitness and having a healthy lifestyle is so important today. I know how important it is because of the conditions, the environment that we're in right now. With this whole COVID, all this whole virus, it's affecting me tremendously as far as my family personally. And I know out there you have to make sure you look out for the best interest of your family. So making sure you are the best that you can be physically will help you. Why? You'll have more energy. You'll have self-confidence. You'll feel better about yourself. It'll be something that allows you to get to the next level without even realizing it. Let me see if I can get him back. There he is.
hey, so as I was saying, shit can always happen, right? So
That's it.
my phone somehow overheated as I'm in my air conditioned car, and I got the temperature warning where literally we blew up. So anyway, I'm back. I'm holding it over the air conditioner now, so It's a little shaky, my bad. But it's just funny, like shit can happen, right? And as I was saying, the Limitless book literally has a blurb in there that, if you want to set your intention for the next day or for that day, actually do it before you go to sleep. And I just read this part last night. And I was like, dude, I love that because, as you know, I put out my clothes every night and I show people the little simple things that I do to take thought out of the game a little bit and be able to just do it. Right. So, I mean, all right. So now that we're back on track.
Yeah, no, that's why I figured we always have technical difficulties, but having your day planned the night before is huge. And looking at your goals, a lot of times I have my goals written down on my laptop. I have it on my bed. So before, when I wake up in the morning, I see them. When I go to bed at night, I see them. I don't have my clothing laid out for my workout prior, but that's just a good habit, a good routine to have. And it's just showing. And then people say, why do you put all your stuff, what you're doing throughout your day online? Why do you're not as personal? I'm like, because I like sharing the process. The process is an awesome part of it. A lot of it, everyone's worried about the result, but I enjoy the process. I know, but know what it takes though, Sean? It's called work. Everyone wants to take a pill. Everyone wants to just think it's going to go away immediately. Maybe you gain 15, maybe you gain 20, 30 pounds, and they want it away like this. Nothing takes immediate results like that.
Yeah, and it's something I think the Mike Diamond I follow on Instagram. He's the Mike _ Diamond. He's really good follow. But it's fall in love with the process. Don't fall in love with the result, because what you do is when you fall in love with the result, you're always comparing yourself. You're always comparing yourself to others versus comparing yourself to you the day before, and working on that 1% progress that we're trying to gain every day. And I think you said it in a video the other day that it was 1% a day. If you continue to do that, that's 365% straight up, but those are compounding on each other. So it's actually well over 400 or 500% of growth when you start to think about all those little compounding pieces. And that's just a philosophy I've been trying to truly live for the past year. And I mean, my results personally speak for themselves. And my wife literally said this to me yesterday. She goes, one of my goals this year was to really crush our health game. And we freaking have. And she's like, thank you for pushing me, especially on the food side, because, you can fall into those routines where, you go in, you go out, and you choose something that's not the best. But if you do it 3 or 4 times in a row, then it starts to undo some of the good stuff you got, right? So just one of those things. What's up, guys?
What's up, Ivan? What's going on, Justin? You said some important things there. A lot of people think, and I said, they'll just take a pill and they try to get rid of things. But some people just go and they're on a shake or they're on a juicing binge. They go on they just want to walk. Some people just want to jog. They don't want to have changes. They don't want to have maybe cross training. They don't want to try different things. I tell people all the time, I'm like, well, what I'm doing, we have different opportunities every single day. I could do boxing. I could do a workout with weights. I could do some cardio. I could work on core. I know Ivan, who was just jumped on before. He's a personal trainer. He does some incredible things. His transformations, he's all about doing the things that are more in person. We're doing things that people can do at home. And then Justin is part of the process, part of the team. Dawn, I know Dawn just jumped on. I see her in the connection machine constantly. Thanks for joining us. But it's important to do things consistently, not just drink shakes, not just to work out all the time. Some people don't drink enough water. Water is important for everything. And there's a process to doing it. But you have to have a holistic focus, idea, and really perform and execute and implement. Don't just do one thing at a time,
Yeah, I mean, I think take it to the next level. It's more about your total health, right? It's not specifically your walk routine or your bike routine or your weight routine. It's about taking that and combining it with good whole food nutrition. If you're, just eating a meat-based diet, or if you're eating a protein-based diet or a plant-based diet. It doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you're structured and have a goal in mind to get there. You know, reducing calories just to reduce calories because you want to lose some weight, well, that actually will attack all the good stuff on your body, right? And it's a funny thing that we talk about a lot with our team is, you know, we're trying to literally impact lives for the long term. I don't want you to lose 15 pounds this month and then put it back on in 2 months because you decided to change something and it completely changed what you did. I don't want you just to lose water weight, right? We want to change our physiological approach on how our bodies are reacting to the new processes we're putting in place and then install those damn things so it's a lifestyle.
Lifestyle is key. We're not saying stop drinking, stop eating your steaks, stop eating your whatever fried stuff. As long as it's in moderation, maybe you're into sweets. You know, you like to have lots of different sweets. Moderation is key. Don't just completely just be, because yes, you're gonna lose a lot of weight. You're gonna feel good. All of a sudden, you start doing the same thing you're doing. You're gonna eat more sweets, more steaks, more beer, drinking a lot of alcohol, and it's gonna pack it on again. Should have a lifestyle. Have a little bit of moderation here, and you'll be fine. But those are the ones that
The
are
80-20 rule, right? The 80-20
yes,
rule. Yeah. And
so
that's something
important.
that people need to definitely keep in mind. And you know, we don't want you to restrict yourself either. You know, the funny thing is when you restrict yourself, you actually want that even more. You know, psychologically, most of us go and be like, all right, well, we opened that bag now. I took one bite. Well, what's 16 more going to do to me today?
Yeah.
And then it's just one of those things. Now it produces a negative thought process and a negative thought cycle that the next day you're like, I shouldn't have done that. Oh well, I'm just gonna take today off and work from my workout. You know, and then it starts to compound the negative side of it versus compounding the positive side of it, right?
hmm We have a question from Dawn. Any thoughts on sugar addiction?
I mean, you need natural sugars in your life, and there's a lot of things. We actually have a sugar detox plan that's a free plan. I'll send it over to you, Don, after the show. You can try it out and see if that helps. But I mean, you know, it's just something that's going to be naturally out there. You just got to find different sources of getting it that may serve your lifestyle, right? I mean, having sweets, as long as you're happy and healthy in your own vision and where you want to be, is the key. It doesn't matter if you're having sugar or not. What are you happy with in seeing your results and seeing where you're at that day?
You know, it's funny to me, and you get it too. I'm in conversations all the time for all different types of businesses now that I'm involved with, and now the health and fitness and working with Beachbody, and a lot of people say, "Oh, I have no time to get a workout in. I have no time for me." And I feel bad for these people because I don't know. I've said this many times. I am a full-time teacher right now, not yet, and we're actually trying to. That's what I'm also a union president, so I'm advocating for the students and teachers in New Jersey to not go back. You know, be virtual for the first market period. So we're fighting that. I have Zoom meetings throughout the day. I'm on other calls. You know, I'm a department head, so I have to figure out what we're going to do virtually. I'm a varsity baseball coach, which I can't do anything anytime soon. But I also have businesses that I'm involved in. And people are like, well, how do you have time to do this? Because I'm very structured. I'm able to put my plan together. I understand what I'm doing. I try to have people call me because if I put, oh, I'm going to call so and so at a certain time, sometimes I'm doing a lot of different things and I'm trying to juggle. And on top of it, I have kids, guys. If you didn't know that already, I have kids. People say, I have kids. I don't know time. You have kids. I have kids. Those that I work with have kids. It's all about planning your day and fitting in the workout. You work out in the morning. I try to, and I'm a little off my schedule because school's not around, so it's summertime. So I don't. I try to get my workout this morning. I couldn't because I was doing a lot of union stuff, sending out emails, and I have the daughter. My wife and I have to try to juggle her in the
Sure.
morning, and I enjoy being around her. So I'll get my workout in probably in another hour, but it's still I get my workout in. It's a challenge to get it in the day, but it's something that I try to find 30 to 45 minutes to get it in. And it's a non-negotiable right now.
It's about being uncomfortable with the uncomfortable things, right? And challenges that. Anything that challenges us from a daily mindset will be uncomfortable. And if you didn't do it on your plan, doesn't mean you're a failure. Doesn't mean that you can't do it later. Doesn't mean find the seconds that you can rearrange, right? Like let's say the kids come over and they start messing with you, right? And you can't get in your workout. Okay, great. What can I do with the kids at that point to make it family time and take my other family time and maybe get in my workout later, right? And kind of flip flop it just as an idea. Does it always work out? Absolutely not. But it's about finding the things you're willing not to do versus the things that you're saying you're willing not to do, right? Like, like watching TV. I mean,
Yes.
for some people, it's super important. I get it. But if you want to change your lifestyle, something's got to change. And you can't constantly be sucked into TV and news, specifically news and social media right now, for 3 hours at a time. And if you're
Hey,
watching this, guess what? You have time.
yeah, you have the time. This is
Now, we
value. We
want you
try
to
to,
watch us, we promise,
yeah,
but at the same point, right?
that's it's all about using your time wisely. I like to with business, if my wife's watching TV, I'll be there for support. I don't watch The Bachelor, Bachelorette, things like that. But I'll sit there and I'll bust her and this and that. But I'm there and I'll be on social media. I'm on social media a lot because it's where my business comes from. And a lot of times it's not just a post. Some people say, wow, you post a lot. Why do you post so much? Blah, blah, blah. You're like a robot now. It's because I like to share the process, the what's going on in the day to day. But that's just a small part of it. A
That's a
lot of
key
it's all the
point,
direct
though.
messages.
That's a key point, though. You go on with an intention. You go on, you get in, you get out. A lot of people go on, don't have an intention, get sucked in, and then guess what? They don't get out, right? And that's the difference in what you do and why you can do it so frequently. You're in, out, intention, be gone.
Because yes, I'm on social media a long time during the day, throughout the time, but I also have lots of time with my daughter. I enjoy having time with my wife. I have time to be on a phone call. Yes, having phone calls. I love having video calls. John and I will do video calls and we'll take pictures and we'll share that. And people are like, why do you do that? Because we prove that we are working today. A lot of people say, oh, you talk to salespeople. Oh, how's business? Oh, I'm crushing it, this and that, even though they have nothing going on, nothing in the pipeline, they're broke. But we're actually flipping the script and sharing that we're actually connecting and we're meeting other individuals as well. And Justin said, yeah, turn off the Netflix, get in the workout. It takes 30 to 45 minutes. If you enjoy it, go for an hour, go for it, whatever you can do. But don't just do something like today, you get inspired by us and you do a workout and you go crazy, intensity to the max. Now, tomorrow, you're going to be sore as hell. You have to understand that and work through that mindset because we're all sore every day. Ivan lifts some serious weight. We do some crazy workouts. The work, I did 100 repetitions for 6 or 8
Eight.
exercises.
Yeah.
And it's something that, oh my God, like that I was able to accomplish. It's things that you have to overcome, but people don't want to do that sometimes.
And it's funny because what you think about before you start, right, is the feeling. It's just a thought in your mind that, oh, I'm sore, I can't do anything today, right? Or oh, I'm sore, or I don't feel like it. Well, those are all freaking feelings. The best part about this is when you're done and you felt like that ahead of time. When you're done, you feel like freaking walking through the door like Superman. And you're like, boom, what's up, family? Let's go. Right? And there's a huge turnaround, especially when you could turn your own mind around because you knew it was gonna suck ahead of time, or you thought it was gonna suck, and then you're like, holy shit, that was freaking awesome, you know? And you start to love it, you start to enjoy it, and you start to really feel the energy around everything you do, and that affects your entire life, right? And I think that's the point you're saying is bring that process to the rest of your life, right? Bring that energy to the rest of your life too. And it's a circular wheel of like our life equities, right? Like There's financial, there's love, there's relationship, there's family, there's business, and so on and so forth, spirituality, whatever you want to put in there. But it's like pegs on a wheel. And one thing that I've been realizing lately is I had 6 or 7 of those pegs going really good, but one was off. So everything was going well, and then you hit that, and you're like, right,
Yeah.
with that flat tire type thing. And but if you can take the energy you're building in the other things and then refocus some of your directions and the shit you're learning and the stuff you want to really show the world, you can use those lessons that you push through your mental mindset, getting your workout in and reviving your health and becoming a better person every day, and focus there and hopefully bring that to a full circle wheel, right? And just love life.
Oh, heck yeah. And a lot of times, and those that are watching this now and on the replay, if you have kids, I'm 43, going to be 44 in September. So I have an 18-month, 19-month-old right now. I have a baby on the way. I have a 13-year-old, right? So I don't want to be that older dad who's like, oh shit, I gotta play with the kids today. I want to be the fun dad, have the energy. I want to continue. I want to be 60 years old and feel like I'm 40. Like I'm 43 years old. I feel like I'm in my 20s. Really, I feel a lot younger than I actually am. And physically, I'm getting to the point where I was when I was like really crushing it, doing the working out consistently because I got away from it. And I'm a phys ed teacher. I got away from it, especially last year, because of my daughter having a liver transplant, because I had focused all my energies on her. My wife and I focused only on her because that was a huge, undertaking that we had to go through. And it was a struggle and it shows adversity, but we got through it. And now I'm like, this year, she's doing fantastic. It's my time. And it's something that I want to, that's why I like sharing that with people because you can go through some shit and you need to have an outlet, and working out relieves stress, guys. You don't need to drink, smoke, use drugs. You can just use that intensity, get into a workout, man, you'll feel like freaking amazing. And I love Justin just posted, always feel like I can run through a brick wall after the workout. Days off, I realize I start to feel sluggish. And yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true.
And it's funny. It's there you go. I love that, Don. There you go.
Dawn.
Yeah, I've talked to many people because many people that have gone through an addiction and are trying to come out of it and change their lifestyles. And it's amazing how many people have gravitated. The ones that make it out have found something to gravitate to in regards to the downtimes, right? The times that where you're sitting alone and you're like, what do I do? And usually your mind's always going to try and find the easiest path and what it's used to, right? And a lot of people, you need to fill those voids, right? It's like becoming an ex-smoker. Like for me, I stopped drinking almost a year ago now, and that was hard for me. A lot of people question me. It is what it is, but I found ways to fill that void. I read books, I have discussions, I do video calls, right? I started a new business. Like I've done a lot of things in that time to fill that void and be more to my truest self and intention of purpose of where I want to go with my life, right? And that's the biggest thing is filling those voids to just change your lifestyle.
And I enjoy being in business with you, with Beachbody, and because we can scale, we can work and help people. Not just I'm in New Jersey, you're in Pennsylvania. There could be people across on the other side of the world that we could help, and that's how powerful it is. And people say, and we've talked to personal trainers, and they're like, "Well, I like doing my workouts." I'm like, "You can continue doing that. This is something that you can share and show and do with others, but also they can do with themselves." A lot of times it's all about intent. The person has to have some kind of intent to get involved with things. Some people need to be pushed, some people need to be around that camaraderie, but others need to just plug and play. Doing it at home, you don't have to drive anywhere to and from, and you can get an awesome workout in. And I've seen I can help more people now.
And that's a great point, right? Like, all right, we saved you 20 minutes of driving or traveling. So do your workout. It's 30 minutes, right? Like you actually saved a ton of time in your day by doing it this way. And your point about scalability is amazing, right? it's something that we can all utilize to truly just impact the world one person at a time, and it's a ripple effect. And as we've grown together, you and I, and seeing how we've been working with people in Canada and the West Coast
Yeah.
and the UK, right? We have a guy in the UK, Lambe, he's amazing. And the energy that we bring worldwide is something that's truly fascinating to me that I think a lot of people miss, right? Not only are you now not locked into your local area, right, or your local friend group on Facebook, you are now impacting multiple countries, multiple people. You're absolutely giving somebody the ability to take themselves worldwide through any means necessary, and they get to run it all for themselves. Like there's no, I mean, look, there's no rules or real rules or regulations about how you run your own business. Use that as an adjunct to your training business. Use it as a full-time business to replace income that you might have lost during COVID. Use it as a side business to gain a couple extra $100 to go on vacation. Whatever it is, it's up to you to put your own vision to it and go for it. And that's what's amazing. We get to do that. So let's flip the script here a little bit, Sean. In the past like 2 months, right, there's been a huge transformation from you, and we really talked about it last week, and I was super excited about it, and you really started to gain that traction with the scalability of this. So what was it that hit home for you all of a sudden that you can truly impact others and then make this a real, true, large business that, could become an amazing thing for other people's lives?
I was one that had to go to the gym, and I thought, how can a workout that I would have at home on a screen on a laptop, or actually on my phone? I did workouts on my phone, or you could do it on your iPad. I'm like, how can this really push me to levels that I want to get to? And a lot of times people go to the gym and they're there for an hour. But if you really think about that hour, did you really work out for the entire hour? Probably not. You probably waited in between each set because you had to wait for somebody else to use the machine, or you took too long for a rest period. I like these workouts because they're 50 seconds sometimes per exercise for a superset. So you might have to do six exercises at 50 seconds each. And then you have like a minute break, and then you do it all again. And then you do it all again 3 times, 3 sets. And it's very consistent. So I was like, wow, okay. So then I started doing these workouts, and I saw all this stuff happening. And and when I take pictures and I do my videos afterwards on purpose, guys, so I can prove to you what it's done to me personally. And I'm drenched, and I'm using like sometimes workout those dry fit kind of shirts, and I
Yeah.
sweat through them. And so I put this out there, and I'm seeing people react, and they're commenting like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm just doing these workouts. Some are I do the 10 rounds. I've done the work. I've done the prep. There's MBF is happening now. There's other ones coming out. There's people used to think of Beachbody with Insanity and P90X and all that, which you can still do that if you want, but there's so much more, and there's music involved. There's timing. There's footwork in the boxing. So I started putting this out there, and people were like, "I want more. I want more information." And I would just be like, "Okay." And then I started. Here's some guys. I use this for my insurance business. How does that help? Because I'm putting content out. It's not me talking about insurance. I'm just putting myself out there. Hey, I had my shake today. I drank my gallon of water plus. I did my workout, but I'm proving throughout the day, and I'm in your face buying brain cells. So people remember Sean. It could be people say, "What exactly do you do?" And that's perfect because I don't want people to focus me on one thing because I'm a problem solver. I could help anyone that's watching. I could help you with anything. I could help you with, and I put a little quick post up. I could help you with a lot of things because I'm all about finding out what's bothering you, your pain points. And if I can help you on those pain points, I'm going to be a freaking hero. And I love being a hero. And I know the more I can help, the more soldiers we can put out there. They're the ones now they're going to start doing selfies, and people are going to start seeing it. They're like, wow, this is really a business, and it is a business. And you can start it for $15 a month. Really? Come on. What business out there can you start with the whole program? People say, well, it's been around for a long time. Okay. What does that prove? It's a solid company. They know what they're doing. It's not just a get rich quick thing. There's work. Yeah, there's work with everything. Working out takes time, work, energy. Business takes time, work, and energy. But you have to be willing to put that time in. And I put that in my day. I love and I know how it helps my other businesses because now I have more energy. I can push through the day, show and be a perfect example of what the product does. Not just here's a pill, try this pill. It might work, it might not. But I know if it takes you, some time to put on the weight, or maybe you weren't exercising, you're going to take some time to get back to what that level was that you want to get to. So as long as people, and we have these conversations to find out what are your goals. You want to look good. You want to have a different fitness level. Do you want to run a marathon? Do you want to look better or feel better in your clothing? These are all things that you can do with focusing on you, with health, working out, personal development, nutrition, all key things that we all need in our lives, no matter what you are doing.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I mean, I see the vision for myself being just it's similar to that, right? Like you can impact all these different people in so many different ways and be a problem solver and literally as we start to grow, I get to shine a light on you guys, right? Like my drive is to literally smile every time you come to me and say, "Dude, I'm having so much fun. This is fantastic. I love this. I love that. Like I'm crushing my workout, and now I'm starting to impact people's lives." And that makes me smile ear to ear, right? Like it's not about the check for me. I didn't get into this because of that. I actually had a story where I told my wife one day I went through a year and a half of mindset work and really diving at myself internally, and I showed up to her one day. I'm like, "Hey," she's like, "What do you want to do like now? Like, what is all this bred you to do?" I was like, "Well, I'm probably not the only person that went through this, and I'd love to find a way to help them, right? Find somebody else and really just guide them and bring them along." And she came back to me a week later and said, "Hey, this guy's kind of talking like you. Check this out." And it was a random Instagram post. I didn't have Instagram on my phone. I didn't have Facebook on my phone. I was going through a digital minimalism kick. If anybody knows what the hell that is, I didn't have any of that crap. And so literally put Instagram on my phone that day, checked this guy out because she said, "Yeah, he sounds like you, blah, blah." And that was it. And I was like, "Oh, wait, I've used Beachbody in the past. I know they work. Okay, like let's freaking rock. Like I love that. Like I get to help people and eventually I can make it a full income for me. Cool, let's roll, right?" And that's how you and I eventually met through John Eric and all sorts of ways. Like my world has been flipped upside down because I took a chance to say yes to something that was uncomfortable for me to think about. And
And
that's the fun part.
there's a whole community that, Sean, you're my coach, and I'm coaching many other people under me as well. That's how powerful it is. We're all in this together. We're all in there. What's working for you? What's not working? How can we help with more nutrition? And what kind of content can we put out there? Maybe we need help with video. Some of our ones in our little dad bod group, we're figuring out different ways to, share information. And that's an awesome thing to have. When you go into a business, it's only you. In this business, there's a whole bunch of people that are in it together because we know how powerful this stuff is, and we're living the proof that this stuff works.
Yeah, and I think what people don't realize is that it's like
Uh-oh, I lost you. I don't hear you.
I'm gonna get my headset back on. All right, we're
Oh,
good. Can you hear me?
yeah.
All right. So people don't realize that it's not just me at my house, right, being this random person in Mars, Pennsylvania. It's literally a $1 billion company that is behind you that literally is poised for growth. We're in 4 countries. That's where my hand is. Four. Like literally, we just launched our fourth, which was France. So there's amazing growth about to happen. And if you have the vision and the insight to know that you can handle this, that you are capable, and that you can truly change the world, yes, you can change the world, then we want you to come and just talk to us. Like that's all we ask. Like just come and see what we got. We do virtual open houses to come and see what the community looks like. and how we can support each other on what our goals are. Mine is time freedom. I want to be in Florida one day, or Tennessee, or California, or Europe one day, and be able to pick up the phone because I want to, because Sean's calling me and he has some amazing things to tell me. And that's my vision for how I want to live my life. Might not be your vision, but that's where I'm going, and that's what I'm excited to get to.
Yeah, so we're looking for customers, those that we can help, and also those that want to turn something small into a huge business. So if you guys are interested, please reach out, send us a messenger. We always have time for a conversation, and we just look forward to continue adding value. We're going to try to do this weekly, and I know we're running out of time today, but definitely reach out to us, get your workouts in, drink your water, get your shakes in, try to eat healthy. That's a big important thing. Any final thoughts, Sean?
No, that's it, man. I love it. Like just rock out today, guys. I mean, you are capable and you can rock out and do whatever it is you put your mind to. The question is about changing that limiting belief on yourself. And it's something I've worked on in my life, and truly I've had it for a long time. So I know you guys can do it as well. So y'all have an amazing day, and I appreciate it, John. Thank you for your time, buddy.
Crush the day, guys. Take
There it
care.
is. See you.